Hi, it's Mark from Mark of the Cyberbeast. Today we're going to talk about the latest update, but first we've got three really important things to talk about before we go into the latest update. The first, I found a new telescoping windshield. This thing is 8 feet tall, and because I'm short, or should we say vertically challenged, my other one was I had a hard time reaching all the way across. This is absolutely amazing. It actually comes with two different size squeegees, a large one like this and a smaller one. Also has a finger projectile type cleaner. So I'm gonna have the link for this below. Because of the size of this thing, I love it more than my other one. So now I've got two, that's okay. Hopefully this is the one you get and keep, because if you're short, it's perfect. Now, the other two big news items. Tesla just sent out an email to all people who reserved the range extender to get you that 500-mile range on your Cybertruck. Canceled. Tesla canceled the range extender. I don't know why. I'm not sure if it was a logistical issue with batteries, or if it was just maybe the technology that couldn't make it work right. I don't know. Hopefully we'll get some answers to that, but for those of you who really wanted the extra couple 100 miles of range, you've got range fear, it's gonna be charging more, I guess, sorry. Especially if you tow stuff, I can see definitely the need for that. You lose a chunk of your bed, but I can see the use for that, and it's just not gonna be there, sorry. That was really kind of a letdown, considering it's supposed to be a 500-mile range truck on the Cyberbeast. The last item before we go into the updates. Last month, you folks watched me 140 hours. That was like 8,400 minutes. It was insane. So awesome. Appreciate you guys joining the channel. Well, we had a couple dozen new subscribers, but we had some amazing hours of watch time, so thank you once again. Now, this latest update, it's not the spring update. This is the 2025 14 dot something. I apologize, I didn't write it down. I was downloading this update all night, so I couldn't film last night. I got into my truck this morning, it was completed, drove to the gym, and because it was chest day, I knew I was gonna be in the gym for about an hour and a half. I did the update when I was in the gym. So here's what's in that update. There are several key things with trips and navigation that are actually really good, useful updates that I was glad to see in there. Now, there's one thing missing. I'll tell you about that in a second. When you do your trip, your navigation, you'll now have a choice for the fastest way there. You'll also have, when you go from point A to point B and have to charge, where it's going to stop, and then you have the option to choose best amenities. Now, the letdown for me was not a toggle button to always choose Buc-ee's over anything else. For those of you who've gone to Buc-ee's, you'll know you'll take that charging spot over anyone else's and get some brisket. But it does allow for best amenities, so it'll let you know what places have bathrooms, food, etc. You also have an option for fewer charging stops. Now, what does that mean? That means longer stops, but fewer of them, okay? So, for instance, for me to go to Atlanta, there's 3 stops, but they're between 10 and 14 minutes. So now with this option, I'm betting I can do one stop for like, I don't know, half an hour, 40 minutes, and probably get there. So we'll try that on the next trip and see how that works, because at the end of the month, I have a trip to Georgia, and we're gonna try that one out. So, there is also another one called Avoid Highways. I don't know why you wanna avoid highways, but maybe some people have fear of highways, even with self-driving, I guess. So, you have the option to avoid highways, okay? That's kinda cool. Now, the other thing too, with this, I'm gonna jump around, is you have the option when you view charging locations, okay? You have the different locations you can view, and it'll let you know if there's any food within walking distance of that charger, okay? Now, for those of you who recall my 3 stops on my way to Atlanta, all 3 were near food, but that isn't always the case, right? You can stop some place and you're not really near food. Well, now you have an option to view the area and see what's in walking distance food-wise to your charging spot, which is a pretty cool feature, right? You don't have to go to your Google Maps and see where it is, okay? So applaud the team for the navigation updates. Those are the biggest updates of this update that happened. We're going to talk about these other ones right now. So one of them that looks like it might be okay is comfort mode in autopilot automatically. So as soon as you go into autopilot, it automatically switches the driving into comfort mode, okay? We'll see. We'll try that out, and maybe on highway drives, maybe that is the better way to put it in, the better handling. So we'll see. Another pretty cool one is lane departure assistance. Now, for those of you who are aware, there's the lane departure. That's when you get too close to the side, either lane, and it beeps at you because beep, 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 right, interrupts your Spotify. Well, what this has as an option, it'll actually assist and move it for you. So you don't have to jerk the wheel. When it barks at you, it'll move it automatically if you want. Could be a good feature, all right? Less work you have to do. But you should always be an FSD. Another cool one, especially for those of you who are in tight areas in the garage, is the Frunk height default. So you can set the height that your Frunk opens up to a default height so it doesn't go all the way up. I don't have to worry about that. I don't park in the garage. But for some of you, this is a feature you've been asking for, and it's here. So you can set the default height or the Frunk height, and there you go. So you won't hit or damage anything in your garage. Another really cool one is USB charging on after exit, as long as your battery is over 20%. So if you're charging your phone, whether you're wirelessly charging it, or if you have that armrest outlet that we have the link for below from Test Studio, which is a must-have. Folks, this plugs into your AC power, gets you 2 wired, retractable, fast-charging USB-C, plus some USB adapters, and it retrieves that 120-volt outlet into a more usable spot right up front. So if you want to vacuum your car, the outlet's right there. You've got the retractables. It's, to me, the best use of power and outlets that probably should have came standard with the Cybertruck. But with this, if you have anything in there charging, it's going to stay on. USB charging will stay on after you exit, okay? As long as your battery has at least 20% of battery life left. Whew, almost there. Another option is to show or hide non-Tesla chargers. Now for me, I hide non-Tesla chargers because in the Southeast, there's a plethora of Tesla chargers. And the rates for the non-Tesla ones are higher. I've heard people say they've gone to them and there's like 4 stations, but 3 of them are broken and the one's in use. So the cool thing with the Tesla stations is that you know how many you have that are working, if people are there, etc. So I prefer to stick to that. So I kind of like that option for that as well. Another cool thing is for the truck, rather than use your cellular, your 5G signal, you have an auto hotspot connect. Now, some of you are thinking, well, I don't put hotspot on my phone, but your truck will automatically connect to a local hotspot without any intervention. Before, it used to be manual. This is because a lot of people are adding Starlink to their Cybertrucks. So if you're one of those people who've got Starlink in your Cybertruck because you want to have faster access and not use your cellular time, or you're in cellular spotty areas, and a lot of you are, the Starlink would allow your truck to use the Wi-Fi from Starlink rather than the 5G signal. So it'll auto connect when that's powered on, which is pretty cool. Another thing, it's minor cool, is your screen which has your Cybertruck. So in the past, if your door is open, it just showed it all the way open. Now it has a percentage. So if your truck is, or your car door or your truck door is just open a little bit, on the screen it'll show opened a little bit. If it's open all the way, it'll show opened all the way. Nice, no big deal. I'm not gonna lose sleep having it or not having it. Really cool feature though. This is like great for hands-free driving, because you guys should be hands-free driving. It's safer to do that. When you have an incoming call, right, rather than just say the name or the number, it's gonna have the contact's profile picture come up on the screen. So as you're driving, you can look over and see the picture, the face of who's calling you. I think that's really cool. I don't think any other vehicle has that. I could be wrong, but I've never heard that with another vehicle. I think that's really super cool. Finally, there are several updates regarding Amazon Music and your free music account, with YouTube and the playlist with audio and what's coming next, being able to shuffle over 100 songs on Apple, and using the wheel to navigate through Sirius XM to change channels. Again, there's several audio updates, minor ones, but if you use that, I pretty much stay on Spotify and I'm good to go, whether it's Rogan, the All In podcast, or if I'm listening to music, I've got a handful of artists that I prefer to stick to. But those are the updates from the latest 2025 update, the pre-spring update. When the spring update comes out, it's gonna be huge, okay? This is kind of like a teaser, right? And then I think we're gonna see that spring update in the next, I think 3 or 4 weeks. So bear with it. You've got this update for now. Remember, no more range extender. That's it. You're stuck at 300 and something miles, and you're gonna like it. Thank you once again for joining our channel. 140 hours last month. That is totally amazing. Tomorrow we have a video of an under driver's seat, locked, fingerprint unlockable draw for underneath your driver's seat, okay? So for those of you who think the Foundationseries one that goes inside the armrest there takes too long to get to, if that's where you keep your firearm, because it does, because if you open up your armrest and you have stuff piled in there and then you go to your door, it's gonna take you a while. But this is an under the seat. You just reach under with your fingerprint, draw opens up, you can grab your thing and have access to it locked in case you've got kids. So we're gonna go over that installation tomorrow. Again, down below, we've got 2 links. We've got the links for this huge, like 8-foot reach. Oh, this thing's so big. Oh my God, it's so big. Link for this. We also have the link for the Test Studio. Charger outlets for your armrest there in the front. Absolute must have. Thank you for joining me today. Update. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Like, comment, subscribe. See you then.